All right, great morning. It is, and you're welcome to your show, Business Sense with Coach Simon. How are you all doing? How's business going? Um, for some of you that may be wondering, where is he? Where is he? Well, I'm here. I'm here. I'm here. We just had an amazing time over the weekend, talking about the Activate Your Essence conference. I needed to just take a pause on the show to give attention to the conference. We had an amazing time where the different speakers talked about the give different perspectives as to the things we can do to get unveiled for global relevance. And I want to use the opportunity to appreciate all of you, all of those that made it to the conference. All right. And I also want to very specially appreciate the speakers that showed up within the shortest time. We had an amazing time, and trust me, I look forward to seeing the results that is going to come up or that's going to come out of all that was invested into the participants. In case you made it, feel free to share what you learned in the course of the conference. And in case you missed it, well, all I can say is that you missed a lot. Missed a lot, but don't you worry. I'm putting something together that would help you catch up. All right. I just pray for me that the grace to be able to see that through till it is fulfilled or it is done. I just pray that I am able to follow through, right? And for those of you who are just joining the show for the first time ever, you are welcome. This is your show, Business Sense with Simon, and the mission for doing this show is very simple. It is to help you build a globally profitable and relevant brand. That is all that this show is about. So all of the things that we share is so you are empowered, you are equipped to be able to you're equipped to be able to create or to be able to build a globally profitable and relevant brand. So that is all that is about. And so feel free to call your friends, call your neighbors, call your partners, all right, your associates, to join the show. And in case you're just joining for the first time, I would recommend that you head over to Simon Matthew TV on YouTube to be able to catch up all of the past editions of the show, because we've been looking at the series brand positioning, right? And we've done already 2 episodes, and this is the 3rd installment, and this is like a 5 parts series, right? So for you to be able to have a hang or understand what we are saying, you can just head over right now to Simon Matthew TV on YouTube to be able to catch up. Or better still, I may just share the link on this particular video. So I welcome you. In case you're wondering who this person is, Simon Matthew is my name, and I'm a business branding coach and consultant. What I do is very simple. I help you. I help you either teach you, all right, how you can brand your business properly, or I help you do it. So anyone that you are comfortable, okay with, I'm here to serve you. All right. So it's my pleasure to have you join us. My pleasure to have you, because if you're not there on the other side, I probably wouldn't be encouraged to be here on this other side, giving you things or sharing with you the thoughts that I am sharing, or the thoughts that I'm going to be sharing with you. So, like I said, we started a series talking about brand positioning, and we looked at what brand positioning is. Then we went ahead to look at some of the global brands with better positioning. All right. And so in this particular episode, I'll be sharing with you some of the rewards or some of the benefits of some of the advantages you stand to enjoy if you are better positioned as a brand or as a business. All right. The reason why this is important is that sometimes people get motivated when they know what is in it for them. All right. If you know the benefits of doing something, you may want to put in the work that is required. And sometimes that could be the anchor you hold on to should you face any challenges. So what are some of them? I'll just share with you a few, then we end this nicely. All right. The very first benefit you stand to enjoy is that you are first to be considered before others. You are first to be considered before others. If you're properly positioned as a business or as a brand, it's on the minds of people or out there in the marketplace, you are first to be considered. In fact, it's what they call the right of first refusal. They would consider you first. It is when you are either not available, or it's not something you can do, or it's something that you're not comfortable doing. That is when they will now think of somebody else. That is how interesting this is. All right. That's how interesting this is. And that is why you hear all kinds of ridiculous offers. People are going head over heels to ensure that they hire certain people. The reason why this happens is because you are properly positioned, or they are properly positioned. All right. And as a result of that, they consider you first, because when the need for what you do comes up, they will not think of any other person else other than you. That is how interesting this is. So you are first considered before others. That is one of the benefits you stand to enjoy if you're properly positioned. Another very important point is the fact that you enjoy better sales. You enjoy better sales. In fact, let me extend this by saying that you even command better profits. All right. You can even charge more. You can even charge more by virtue of the fact that you are first to be considered. And because you're first to be considered, they want to do everything possible to make sure you do it. Or if it's a job or it's a project that's to be handled and it is something that they know that you can do, they will do everything possible to make sure that you come on board, because of the value that you're going to bring on the table. And as a result of that, you can use that as leverage to even charge a bit higher than what others would have naturally or would have charged. You understand? So that is one of the advantage. You get better sales. All right, you get better sales, because when the needs arises and you are the first that comes in mind, when the needs arises, you're first that comes in mind and you're first to be considered, naturally they will gravitate towards you. You understand? It is when you're not available that they now begin to look for other people, but they will do everything possible to ensure that you are patronized. Aside that, I know that the third benefit or the third advantage you stand to enjoy if you are better positioned is market leadership. It's market leadership. There are people in every industry. There are people who are market leaders. Whether you like it or not, there are people who are market leaders. If you are first to be considered, you have an edge over others. And because you have an edge over others, you have certain influence over them. You somehow can dictate the trend or the tone or the direction that the market should go or that the market should follow. You understand? So that is how important this is. You understand? So as a result of that, you stand to dictate certain things that would happen. You stand to predict, you stand to put in place, or you stand to say what direction the market should go. So you are seen and considered to be one of the market leaders. Why? Because you're first to be considered, and because you're making better sales, you have results. All right. And when you make better sales, naturally, you generate revenues. Naturally, you have a lot of cash flow in your system. As a result of that, you can command certain things. You can deliberately go ahead and sponsor certain things or certain legislations and all of that would determine what happens to that industry. That is how powerful you are. All right. Aside that, also industry influencing and sometimes invitation for policy making. That is how powerful this is. Because you are a market leader, all right, you are able to gain certain influence. And because you gain certain influence, there are certain industries, for example, like talking about the leadership, the thought leadership kind of industry. You know that one of the biggest minds, or one of the top leaders, people like John C. Maxwell, they dictate to an extent that their ideologies have somehow been ingrained on the minds of those who decide to toe that line as a professional, as a career. You understand? Who want to teach leadership and all of those things. There's no how they would teach in most cases without mentioning their names. That is how powerful their influence are. What is influence? Influence is simply affecting how people think or how people behave. You understand? So what this means is that once you become a market leader, once you're better positioned, you stand better chances of influencing things, influencing policies, because sometimes you may be called upon. You may be called upon, or your business or your organization could be called upon to come and contribute, all right, to come and contribute to certain policies that may be that is being considered to be for regulation, for regulating your industry, and there is no how that can happen without inviting you. That is how powerful you have become. All right. So aside that also, you also enjoy access to investment opportunities. Now, at this point, because you have become sort of a policymaker, or one who has been considered or has seen worthy to come and contribute to certain policies, before you know it, certain investment opportunities will naturally begin to gravitate towards your direction. Why? Because people are seeing that the business is making sales, all right? The business, to an extent, has influence in their industry, and naturally people want to come to you because they know that your business is somewhat profitable. You understand? So you stand better chances of getting investments or getting invested into as a business if you're properly positioned. Aside that, also, you become a leverage. You can become leverage for your partners or associates. You become leverage for your partners or associates just by virtue of the fact that they work for your business or for your organization. It opens doors. Do you understand? By virtue of the fact that they work for you or for your organization, it opens certain doors for people. You understand? It opens doors for your employees. You understand? There are certain organizations you work for. By the time you tell them, I work for this organization, there's just this way people see you. People begin to look at you differently. You understand? That becomes a leverage that you could use. That becomes a leverage that people could use to be able to achieve or get whatever it is that they are looking for. Then finally, it has good effects on your new entrances. What this means is that for those products of yours, for those services of yours, before you know it, you begin, the ripple effects, they begin to enjoy the benefits as well. They begin to enjoy, again, acceptance, fast acceptance. They begin to gain mass visibility and the whole of other amazing things. And one of the, talking about this, there's this particular actress, all right, this particular, would I call her, okay, I think she's a filmmaker now, actress to producers to filmmaker. You understand? I know that many of you, especially from those of you in Nigeria, you know Moni Oboli, all right. Interestingly, I got to realize that while checking her channel on YouTube, I got to understand that she's actually produced a lot of movies. You understand? Some movies that are even more than a year older. You understand? The channel has been there over time. You get, but she was just doing until she did a particular movie called Love in Every Word, and that's just blew her up. You understand? To the point that when you check the other movies she's done that didn't get much that time, didn't get much views that time, all of a sudden there was now a ripple effect. That is the benefits. To the extent now any movie that she drops on her channel, before you know it, is crossing a million views, million plus views. That is how powerful this is. You understand? And but interestingly, before her was Ruth Kadiri. You understand? I think she was the one that started it, and more like she was like the queen of the queen of YouTube when it comes to Nollywood movies. You understand? But it seems that she now has a competitor. You understand? So that is interesting thing. You get. So it is important that you take the issue of brand positioning very seriously, because it makes your organization very powerful in the sense that you can influence policies. It gives you a lot of advantages. It gives a lot of advantage. So if I were you, I'll begin to pay attention. You understand? So in the next episode, I'm then going to now show you the ways you can properly position your brand. Does that sound nice? So I look forward to sharing that with you. If I were you, I would quickly share this with others. Feel free, share this with other people. If I were you, I would invite other people to come and be part of this, because you're about learning something that will change everything that you do for good. All right. So thank you very much for investing this time. All right. My name is Simon Match, your business branding coach and consultant. And until I come your way again, keep making profits, keep doing business, and most importantly, keep living the limitless life. God bless you.